Here we see the wild driver in his natural habitat, getting his ride ready for the events of today. We got to the track, we unloaded, we didn't do a video in the car, so I'm talking now. But made some chassis adjustments, some spring changes, lifted the car a little bit all around just to hopefully so it wouldn't sit on the tires coming around the turns. But we got lucky. It was like 50-50 shot that it was going to rain today at some point. It sprinkled a little bit on our way out here, but it's sunny now, as you can tell from the shadows. And hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully we get the whole night in, but we're just hoping to get it at least on the track a couple times, get some good laps in, shake down the car a bit. It's the Baldwin Evan Jarzambek, I'll get that name right eventually. Memorial race, the big modified Triple Crown, Ted Christopher Triple Crown race. So not a whole lot of people here in terms of divisions. We've only really got the top three, being the Tour mods, the Crate mods, and us. Then there's also the All-Star Vintage mods, the Eddie Partridge All-Stars, which it's an eclectic group of cars, but they're all pretty cool looking. And then, yeah. Other than that, should be a good night of racing. We might even get a bonus round of practice, if, assuming everybody keeps it off the wall, keeps it straight, and keeps it moving. But no promises on that one, and they're only going to give it if every division can get it. But with only four divisions going out on the track, and the fact that there was a threat of rain earlier, it's pretty empty on our side of the pits. But who knows? So, check in with you later. This is what it looks like when Mother Nature says no. We got one round of practice in. Talk about that one.
Because we made some significant changes on the car. I really didn't push it too hard.
The lights are getting rained on. I'm sure they'll get over it.
I really didn't push it too hard. I wanted to test it out, and then we had a spinner and a rope car. So I really didn't get to a good of a rhythm, so it felt good. I feel like I had much body roll, so...
You still hit a 14.2. So for taking it easy, you're pretty much on track.
Yeah. So this round, once we get it in, I'm going to dive it in a little harder and see what we got.
Well, remember also now the track's going to be a little bit green.
That's right. Maybe good. I picked up a hell of a lot of rubber coming up the track on me after one round.
All of that rubber I threw off of his tires. There, and that big chunk over there. That all came from one tire.
So,
Now we just gotta wait for this to blow over as the wind, you know. It came in real quick. Hopefully it'll go out real quick. And then it's just a matter of drying the track. Yeah, we don't have one of those fancy car covers. We have a whole other canopy on top of our car. It's good enough.
So, we'll see. I think we have around 30 cars here, so we'll see how many people pack up and go home.
But this was all part of short track racing.
We'll get tonight in.
Oh, we got some thunder. Like, I'm gonna point it up like you're actually gonna see anything.
Right now, good. 30 minutes.
If it's within 8 miles. So who knows? We'll see what happens. It'll take them more than that to dry the track anyways.
Absolutely.
Hey, at least now our food's here, so we'll have time to eat.
That's it, we'll have to rush.
Okay. We'll give some sort of update when things get going again.
What the fuck?
Exactly. Just like that, the sun is out. I mean, there's puddles everywhere. Pits are all, you know, drenched. But that was just a particularly harsh fuck you from Mother Nature.
The sun is out and track drying is underway.
Is it actually? Did they go out there yet?
I think they did.
I don't know.
See any of the big trucks. Okay.
They're doing the Memorial Vintage All-Star nonsense for opening ceremonies. Ed's already in the car because we made the feature again. It's been a little chaotic, so that's why I'm doing most of the talking today. But we'll catch up with Dad after the race. But we are starting 18th. It's the first week that we managed to have positive passing points in terms of where we started our heat versus where we finish. So we'll see you guys after the feature. We're unloading day after.
Yes, we are.
Cars in one piece.
Cars in one piece. We had a good night. We made the feature. Avoided all the wrecks that were happening again at the track. We came home P11. Last car on the lead lap. That's how bad it was. Hopefully everybody's okay in the racing accidents. We had one kid shaken up. He walked away though. Should be good. Yeah, after the changes we made, the car is a lot more solid in the turns. We had a brief shower in between practice rounds that changed the track a lot. Overall, everybody in our division was about 2 to 3 tenths slower this week. Again, more things I have to understand as a driver, working on the car and all that stuff, how much the weather affects the racetrack. So a good lap time is always dependent on track conditions. One of the things, talking to the eventual winner, Jeffrey Ferrugio, congratulations, very hardworking kid, follow his Instagram and all that stuff, really great kid. He said everybody was 2 to 3 tenths slower. So my lap times weren't as good as I thought they were, but they were good in comparison with everybody else. So I haven't lost any ground. I have a better car that's drivable. I'm going to keep making adjustments, keep changing things until we find that package that works best for me. I will be seeking in the next couple of weeks advice from Jeffrey Ferrugio. Great kid. See if we can hook up and help each other out during the next couple of weeks and into the future. Yeah, I kind of started 18th, fell back at the start of the race. Started off with our tire pressures a little too low. Took a couple laps to get the air pressure built up into them.
Which is another thing we're learning, figuring out.
Which is learning because during the heat of the day, our tire temperatures will rise 2 to 3 pounds. Yes, I know there's other things that you could use to battle that. We're not there yet. But I started off with the car very loose. And then once the tires build up, then it's better, but I can't lose those 2 to 3 laps on the start of a race in order for me to get the tire temperatures up to where I can actually drive the car better.
Especially when most of our time on track is maybe like heat races are 10 laps, consies are 12 laps, and the features are more often than not 20 laps. Don't have 2 to 3 laps to have the car come in.
It's not like we're running 100 laps where I can pace myself and then catch the rest of the
Our division wouldn't survive a 100-lap race.
We barely survived 20-lap features, okay?
We made it 9 without incident.
Also, another thing is being very selective on your visor for your helmet. Yeah. Because this is one of the times where I was racing at night. Normally our features are still during the daytime, the sun setting. So I had a dark visor on to combat where the sun sets going in out 1 and 2. But once the feature started and it got kind of dark out, it became very apparent that I need to be more alert to what the racing conditions are.
It's if, this, here's the bright light and then that. But when you're trying to look at this and,
So another one of those little things is, as we learn, as we go along, just throwing things out there that people might think of that, yes, I do have a clear visor. Yes, I have an amber visor. But since I usually qualify and run my B mains during the day, I never thought that I would have to change it. Not that it caused me problems on the racetrack. It just yes, it's very dark.
And he's old and he needs as much light as he can to see.
Yes, I am old.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Yes, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. You'll be seeing this next week, but belated happy Father's Day out there, and keep following your dreams with your kids. Overall, we were racy. I had some good battles on the track with a few buddies. We all got good laughs, congratulated each other on good runs. I'm not running for wins. I'm not running for. No, this is by far the best finish I will ever have, probably, until we get to the next level. So this was, yes, exciting. Unfortunately, it took. I got my bonus finishing 11th at the cost of half the field wrecking out. So,
But to that point, the fact we were able to avoid everything, the front bumper is still straight. The rear bumper, I don't think, is on the car at the moment
no,
because
it's not, but it's still straight.
it doesn't fit on our trailer. It's over in the car that we still have to unpack, but that's straight too. And yeah, the only thing is all that crap on the windshield that was, the oil from our one of our buddies losing a valve cover bolt. Somewhere, one of those things.
Right there, one popped out and spewed oil.
And then he blew up, and I was watching, and that was in the feature, and I was like, "Oh, come on, Dad, what'd you do?"
It wasn't me.
This time.
But everything's all right. He didn't blow up the motor or stuff like that. Just the bolt popped out. I think the threads came out with it. We'll look at that during the week.
Yeah, that's a him problem to fix.
But we're off this coming week.
We're still gonna head out to the track, so you'll still get a video from us. We're gonna go watch the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour.
We're gonna support our local racetrack. I know a couple other legend guys are gonna travel to other tracks.
We're not at that level yet.
I would like to, but with an open trailer and on the East Coast, it's just hard to bring everything.
Being on Long Island, we have to take very specific roads to get off of the island to get to literally any other racetrack. And tolls are expensive, and with an open trailer and a car that we're already pushing it at its max, and
so
our normal parts guy may or may not be there. So if we break something, we're done.
But like I said, overall, it was a very exciting, very fun weekend. I always have a blast driving these cars. Great bunch of guys I've become friendly with. Always helping out each other. Great community. I'm glad that my daughter and I got to get involved with all of these things and stuff like that. And yes, we're getting new tires.
Woohoo!
We have a set of new tires coming in.
We need to clean up our tire rack. Take some of those bumpers off.
Well, yeah. We'll see if we're going to run them or not until I get this car dialed in with old tires.
And these, not to say that, these haven't been cleaned yet, but they're not that old. One of them is, because...
Older.
Yeah, but...
We had our unfortunate incident when we blew out the tire.
But our tires, the compound, they're so hard, they really don't wear down.
The fall off for the season is not a lot. You might gain 0.2 on new tires for one night, and then they just all equal out.
It takes 15 laps for the tires to come in, and you get an advantage for 3, and then you're back to where you were.
So I'm not,
And especially, where we're running, it's not...
I'm not going to burn up a set of tires to gain 0.2 of a second for 15 laps and then go back. Because if I make the adjustments for new tires, then I'm not with the old tires. So.
But 0.2 would have gotten you 10th place last night.
No, me not trying to wreck everybody in front of me and some guy stuck behind me. Yes, but that's all right. I'm not bitter. I'm not.
No,
Listen.
It was amusing because the difference at the line was 0.016 seconds between you and the 42 of Pat Moore.
Pat Moore.
Who subscribes, so thanks, Pat.
Yes.
But it was good racing. I gotta review all of that footage, but it was. Yes. I was like, really that close.
And again, at that point in time, we were just trying after a
lengthy,
almost 10-minute break with 2 laps to go because of an incident. Not blaming anybody because we got to make sure the driver was okay. Kid seems to be just shaken up, and he walked away. Everything is good. Hopefully, everything in the car is, the safety part did its job.
Yeah. But it was just wreck after wreck.
It was just a matter of let's just get this race done and move on because we had a big race for our Toro type modifieds.
Yeah, the Baldwin Evans Jazarmbach Memorial
race. So my era of growing up racing on Long Island, those guys were my heroes per se, the people I loved to watch because they were, on top. But overall, great weekend. I'll be out here tinkering, looking for another 10th or 2 out of the car. And that's what we do. We just play. It's playtime. So, again, thank you, Riverhead, for hosting us. Thank you for Riverhead crew getting the track dried, the pit area dried.
That was super impressive.
Yes. Riverhead Raceway has a paved pit area. So it was not a mud bath back there. The guys were back there trying to blow the standing water away from all the drivers in the pit areas.
They had people with brooms.
They did an amazing job for what they have, getting us back racing, where unfortunately some other tracks had electrical issues at the track and could not resume racing. Again, every track owner, promoter, official, anybody who is associated with putting on the show at a local racetrack, kudos to all of you. You never get the credit. All you do is get everybody bitching at you. Well, here's one driver, team owner, that appreciate what you guys do for letting us do what we have fun doing.
Without you, none of this would be possible.
Yes, so Riverhead Raceway, Wall Stadium, New London Waterford, Bethel, any local short track that I would like to plan on running in the future, I will give you the utmost respect at all times to the officiating staff because you're the ones that make this happen for us. Thank you, and peace out.